There's always that appeal and attractions to not do anything and just zone out and just, be brain dead. And that's because it's comfortable to do that. And I've seen great, very smart, creative people who have amazing ideas, but their work sort of always plateaued, and the career never took off. And I don't think it has to do with their talent, but I think it has to do with the lack of effort to push it harder and do something. Not in a way that you're training for the marathon, but just reminding yourself why you are in the creative industry, why you are doing what you are, even if you're not in the creative industry. What was your dream as a child? What is your dream right now? I think that is a danger of comfort. We're all attracted to comfort, but there is a downside of it and side effect which is quite negative. And I think the best way to get out of the comfort zone is to remind myself what I'm passionate about and what I really, really have fun with. And that's what I try to remind myself all the time, but it's a constant challenge and battle for me as well. Essentially, I don't think people change. Who you are and what you are as a child is and will be who you are, what you are as an adult and old person. We just get brainwashed. We just get hardened. We just get disencouraged to be creative throughout our whole life. Something that I always remind myself is to, at one point to just stop and just listen to myself and just listen to my inner voice and just follow that. And the best way to express that is through personal projects, because there are no bosses or clients or other people involved who are telling you the way it should be. Here, when you're doing personal project, you are your own boss. You can dictate your own budget. You can dictate your own deadline. You can choose whoever you want to collaborate with. And that's the beauty, is that you're doing things that you're passionate about, expressing your inner voice, working with people that you enjoy working. And when that happens, then all of a sudden you get self-confident. You bring back the fun that you had as a child. I don't think that research equals aversion to taking risk. I think fear equals aversion to taking risk. Because research can be great. You can use research to learn more about your consumer's need. You can research to learn about how your product is perceived, or how the advertising message is perceived by people. And that can be extremely helpful and complementary to the work that you're doing. I don't think that has anything to do with I don't think that research has anything to do with the people not taking enough risk. I think it's the mindset that dictates people to not take risk. It's the fear of experimenting. It's the fear of innovating. But you can still base your project or campaign on research and do something extremely innovative around it. I think the change can only come within yourself. If you really want to change something about your life, in the end you have to make that change. But one thing that I learned with working with my father to encourage him to use Instagram was that sometimes that help can come from someone else. So if you have a partner or spouse or colleague or a client that just doesn't have enough, that person has something inside, and that person is greater than what they express themselves to be. That, you believe in them, but you just can't push them you can't communicate what you have in your mind for them to do great thing. I think it's, for me, what I've learned with this project with my father was to really just, instead of just trying to force myself into him, sit down with him and trying to really understand what his needs are, and trying to find meaning together for him, and give that little encouragement, because some people do need encouragement. Some people don't have enough encouragement to do things on their own, you know. They're just too afraid, or it's been too long since they've done something great. They've lost their confidence, and they've got too used to be comfortable.